Hey guys, Jordan joining you. Thanks for joining me for this segment from Set to Close. I really wanted to cover some things on recruitment today. I just wrote an article and you guys can check it out on LinkedIn and subscribe to that newsletter. But what we talked about was what is happening in recruitment is there's a demographic problem going on. It means there's just more people leaving the labor force than coming in. And we can't fix that with immigration because immigration's freezing up, because liquidity is freezing up around the world. So how do we handle this? Well, is the digital office place going to manage this? Where's education going to come from? How's it going to work? Well, right now it's an employee marketplace, meaning people are paying more for those employees. We have to be innovative in attracting them. It's not as easy as it used to be. And lots of business owners are facing what you and I are facing, which is that talent shortage that's in the marketplace. So there's a few ways that I've come up with to make this work for my organization and get those top performers that are really tied in. So not only do they join your organization, but they buy the vision, they have retention, and it feels a lot like a family, people coming together in a common goal and pushing towards that. Well, the first thing is, of course, you have to have a great vision for that future. The big thing is you got to be telling that story. So many people spend all these hours doing mission, vision, values, all these different things, and they're not telling the world about it. If you're a leader in your recruitment department, that's not being expressed, they're not being brought along in that beautiful thing that you've crafted. Why did you spend all that time? So a lot of recruitment now, it needs to move into more of almost like a lead funnel activity where you're bringing people through a funnel. And by doing that, you're telling them a story at different intervals or cadences. Because as we know with selling, it takes 12 to 20 touch points for someone to buy from you. And that's why most people in outbound selling actually fail, is they don't have enough touch points. This is a very similar methodology that's being crafted there. And as you guys know, we run a sales agency, and so we work on systems, processes, and people. But in terms of this recruitment itself, we look for those main indicators being like, are you telling a story? Next, are you putting people first? They have a choice of going where they want, when they want, with who they want. And the new experience generations with Gen Zs and millennials, me being a millennial, live more for experience than acquiring wealth and the big homes and things like that. Well, we live where we want to. I live in the mountains next to a lake, so I can go out and do things and activities all the time because we've chosen a little bit different of a lifestyle. So how do we attract those people? Well, other than telling a story, it's positioning their goals within your organization and getting intentional within that when you're crafting the offer, not just here's a job, here you go. That is many, many, many years ago, that thinking. And we're trying to move past it now. And the next is speed. These offers can't be 6 weeks in cycle. With executives, you can tend to get away with that, okay? You can get away with that very high level because they usually are doing different things. Yes, executive recruitment, but for mid-level and lower recruitment, you have to be fast. So you need a good way of bringing them in, nurturing those leads, telling them video stories. All these different pieces need to happen so you have speed. We call it speed to lead in sales. And the math that came out of Harvard a couple years ago, and you can check this out on HubSpot Academy, it's pretty cool, is there's a 2,100% increase in closing ratio if you get back to that lead within 10 minutes of their interaction. So whether you're automating that or using a manual touch point, that is the math behind it. People want to buy and they want to get answers quickly. That's the name. We have a very educated customer base compared to what we used to. But get this, we have a very educated recruitment base as well compared to what we used to have in the general market. So if you're not positioning yourself properly, how will you attract that talent? Well, either you're in a very talent-rich market, which is very few cities in North America, or you build yourself up with great culture, great vision, an amazing story. You're rapid on being able to respond to people, and most importantly, you're building their goals within yours to increase that retention, not seeing that 2 or 3 year turn, which is almost like a endemic of the industry at the moment. And that's because they're not planning those people into the future. And we're still viewing business as numbers, but it's an exchange of spirit and emotion and all these different things within it. So be able to learn to cultivate people's passions, their lives, everything that's so important to them, make it important to you. we've moved out of this, you just do the job and be quiet. That doesn't exist anymore, right? And where professionalism and the office meet also is blurred lines compared to what it used to be. So we have to adapt. So these are the 3 things you can go in the article, and I've kind of laid those out in structures, but just tell your story and have a system that can do that and nurture different people just as you do leads in your sales pipeline. And then the second thing is be a person who builds in their goals. And the third, once again, is be fast. Have a fast system that can get them through these processes and an offer on their desk quickly, because competition is high. Now, if you need help with any of this, or you want the best incoming lead applicant systems in the world built for you, hey, give us a call. We're really good at that. We're really good at systems, process, and people, and manufacturing that for your organization. So if you want to have that call, please just go on our website, submit a form, and we can have a personal conversation. I look forward to meeting you, and I thank you guys for tuning in. As you see, it's a blistery winter day out here in Kamloops, British Columbia, but first snowboarding weekend of the year. I'd encourage you to go and enjoy your lives and have a lot of fun. Hey, that's the millennial way. And if you're not, remember to have a lot of fun in the holiday season with your family. Thanks again for tuning in.